So there are 1,000,001 personal development methods out there in the world. So how do we know if the one that we're using is actually going to make a difference? Well, obviously there are a lot of different factors, but four of the most important are the ones that I'm going to share today. A good method will help you create a feeling of space, because if you notice in those times of challenge, the one thing that you really never have is that feeling of space. It's tense, tight, contracted. Even if it's a low energy state, there's this feeling of smallness that goes along with it. So if the method we're using helps us to create a sense of spaciousness, then that is a very, very powerful first step. Once we have a little bit of space, then we can start to look towards finding our oases. These are the places, rather like if we're in the desert and we suddenly come across that lush green area where we can rest and recuperate. These are those people, those places, those activities that bring that sense of rest within us. We need the space in order to be able to really let ourselves relax into those spaces, but then we can start looking for these oases. Once we have replenished ourselves a little bit, we can then align to this third key factor, which is our desire. And desire gets a bad rap, it gets a bad reputation, it's a bad thing. This is a hangover, I think, from some of the religious approaches to desire. Well, the thing is that we all have an inbuilt movement to explore, to create, to do something in the world. And it can get covered up, and particularly if we don't have space and we don't have enough energy or internal resource from the oases to do it, it can feel like it's not there. But if we actually make a part of our habit of our personal development practice to notice, what is my desire in this moment? What actually is it that I want? How can I create that? That inquiry will of itself help to energize our creative mind and start to naturally take us more towards what we want. And then the last of these is, once we have, or even as we're looking for space, finding our oases and aligning to our desire, we need to start making experiments. Experiments are wonderful because what they do is they turn this immense experience that we're having in life into a smaller arena. We can test something, we can try something out, and as we get used to it, we can actually turn things into a game, even the things which aren't so pleasant. So these are four of the key methods that I feel, or approaches or areas that I feel really need to be in a personal development method for it to be effective quickly, immediately. There's space. Does it help me find space? Does it encourage me, support me in finding these oases in other people, places, activities? Does it align me, help me uncover and embody this authentic desire that I have? And finally, does it give me a space to experiment? Does it help me to actually create these experiments in my life so that I can have a better time exploring different ways of doing things, so I can get some different results? And that's really what a good method is all about.